What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to throw a disclaimer right here. I don't want to make a video today. Really don't. So it should be a good one. With that being said, I got a few things going on today. One, I want to show you all of the progress I have made kind of throughout the week as far as getting things wrapped up. You know, I got a few things wrapped up, like the wiring's 100% done. Well, 99%. I'll explain that in a second. Shifter's hooked up. All of that stuff's hooked up. A lot of the interior's back into the car. And I'm going to show you guys around what we got going on and where we are at with the car at the moment. But first, we're going to paint the interior. I spent a few nights this week sanding, cleaning, getting them as ready as I care to get them ready to paint them up so that way they're no longer red. We're going with a black. Hopefully that matches the black dash, the black carpet, and other black parts of the car. It's mostly a red car, and the interior is red. The seats are red, and everything is... There's a lot of red, but I'm trying to get rid of some of it the best I can. So we're going to paint the interior, and then using some SEM, whatever, however you want to do it, those products. Got this all from Amazon, so we'll see how it goes. With that being said, let's just kind of get into it. I'm not going to sit here and blabber too long. Yeah, like I said, interior is pretty much ready to go. I just got to spray the, what's it called, plastic adhesion promoter. Let that kind of flash dry for a couple minutes as the directions say, and then paint it black. And hopefully it lasts a couple months. Looks good for a couple months before it starts to crack, flake, or whatever it's going to do. We'll figure it out. Alright, I'm going to enjoy the video. It's going to be a good one. Let's get to it. You heard me earlier in the video say that wiring is 99% done. It's now 100% done. Along with that, as you just witnessed, it's drying, but you know what? Is it perfect? Probably not. Did I do it 100% right? Probably not. But it's better than the sunbeat, scratched up red that it was. So that's a win. Now we're going to switch this video into the progress I've made in between filming. And the progress that was made is the seats are in, kind of, sort of, almost for the last time. I got to drill the 2 back holes for the seat mount. Because since cutting up the floor and patching the floor and putting subframe connectors in, the rear holes for the seats have disappeared. So I got to figure that out. It's just 2 holes, really shouldn't be that big of a deal. The rear seats are put in just temporarily because I got to take them back out to put the plastics in. But this is kind of the look. Oh, and the wiring is cleaned up. At least cleaned up enough to where I'm happy about it. I don't know if you can see very good. Hold on. Boop. There we go. Got a little bit more light. Carpet is in. I still have to trim it, cut it, put it down, but carpet is in. The wiring, ignore that. It's good enough over there. The transmission hooked up, shift linkage is in, trans brake works. We're going to show you that in a second. It's also set up to the MSD box to go to the, they call it the launch rev limit. You know, it's a 2-step. Nitrous is also hooked up through the progressor, and we have a tack that works and lights up. So real quick, I'm going to run you through the rest of the electronics that I hooked up to get everything working and get to the point where, like I said, the wiring is done. All that's left is get the carpet finalized, like trim it up, put it in, put the seats in, put the plastics in, and then the interior is wrapped up. So my goal kind of for this weekend, probably won't see it in this video, maybe another video, is to get the interior squared away, and then from there we're going to plumb the nitrous. The nitrous is hooked up electronically. It's plumbed on the fuel side. I just have to mount the nitrous bottle, run the line, and then the nitrous is done. And from there, it's just small things. Still got to build tranny lines and do a couple other small things transmission related, like put the dipstick in. But we're wrapping this thing up, and I've kind of given myself 7-ish weeks to finish this between my work schedule and everything else. I'm hoping that's enough time. My list is about 11 things long, which isn't that bad, but in all those things, there's little small bullet points underneath that you don't see. So I'm going to throw my list up here just so you can see exactly where we're at. And yeah, let's hop in the car, and we are going to kind of go through what we got taken care of over the past couple days. All right, so now that we're in the car, I can kind of show you the few things I did. I was sitting on a seatbelt. What did I do? Well, I hooked up the shifter, so the shift linkage is all hooked up. I hooked up the trans brake. I hooked up the tack. I hooked up the nitrous, and I'm forgetting if I did anything else. Kind of wrapped up all the electronics. We're done with the wiring and all that stuff. It's all put away as nice as I care to put it away. I'm sure looking at it right now, it's not the best, but you know what? She'll do for now. And we're just going to keep moving along with it. So going through what I did set up. We'll start with the shifter. You can hear it goes through all the gears now. Along with the shifter, we did hook up the trans brake, which I don't know if you guys can hear it, but we can confirm that it's working. Our launch RPM is going to be 2,000. We're going to shift at 7,100, but you can see over here, I can click the button down on, which means that it's going to set the RPM limit to 2,000 at the start or at the launch. So we're going to start with 2,000. See if it's too aggressive, not aggressive enough. It's just very much so a baseline. Along with that, I did hook up the shifter, which we can see we're going to shift at 6,500. My rev limit is set to 7,100. So we'll see if 65 is too high, too low. We're just going to feel it out. I figured 6,500 is okay enough. It's just a stock bottom end LS. I don't really need to rev it that high. I'm hoping that 7,100 going through the other end of the traps, we're not bouncing off the rev limiter. If we are, I'm going to have to bring my shifts down. Or maybe at 6,500, the thing's already kind of fallen over, losing momentum. So maybe we'll have to shift later or sooner anyways. It's just kind of one of those things that I'm just throwing a baseline in here to straight guess where we're at. But we have the trans brake hooked up. Along with all that stuff, the tack being hooked up, the tack does light up in the back along with the shift light like you saw. Beauty. So along with all my other gauges and the air fuel gauge I did put in, I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I did put a air fuel gauge in just to kind of help fine tune this thing. It's blinking and flashing right now. I don't know if it's good, but there's power and ground ran to it, so that's really all I can do until we fire it up and see what it starts reading. Turn the dome lights on, you know, we're real fancy, real uppity. The last thing we did wire in is the nitrous. So our nitrous is ran off this button here on the steering wheel, ran through the NX progressor, and it's a neat little deal. It's super inexpensive. You have a bunch of different ramp times you can pick from, all the way to from 0.5 to 4.5 seconds. And the way that thing works is once you push the button down, it goes from 20% ramps in all the way to 100 over that time frame. It's ran off of this button right here, which as you can tell I'm clicking it and nothing's happened. That's because you have to arm it. Now the nitrous is on, and hopefully you can hear the solenoids firing through. So you can hear that they are clicking on and off. That's how that thing is going to progress it in. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at on this thing right now. With that being said, I'm waiting for those interior pieces to dry because I'd really like to wrap up the interior. What I have to do to wrap up the interior is finish mounting the front seat, put the plastics in, and then kind of trim the carpet up how I want it, make it look nice enough. And then that's done. And we got a nice little street car with some carpet and the plastic pieces that I kept. I tried to keep all of them. Hopefully they all go back in place and kind of clean up the inside of the car. Hopefully it can help clean up this little dangly wire here for my dome lights. And then, yeah, we can wrap up the interior. So we got like 11 things on the list. The biggest thing right now that I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for my front tires to come. When my front tires come, I will then take it to my dad's shop or someone else's, and we will mount the radials on the back. Let's get out of here, and I'm going to show you guys the radials. So as you can see, we got the billet specialties on the back, and they are going to get these 255s. Pro Street or ET Street radials. Those are going to go on the back. The front rims or the front wheels, as you know, I ordered the wrong back spacing, and I'm just going to save the billet specialty fronts for the blue car. I'm going to polish these up really nice and put some new tires on these, and these are what I'm waiting for. These tires are probably 10 plus years old. They're dry rotted. Just going to buy some new ones because it's what, like $200-300, and we're done with that. So that's kind of really what I'm waiting for, because once I can get this thing on the ground, I can go through the suspension, adjust the ride height, make sure everything is perfect. Then we can do, I can put it on a trailer, go do brake lines, and we can measure for a drive shaft. And then it runs and drives. I do got to build an exhaust for it, but that's kind of somewhere in between getting the front tires and all that stuff put on and putting the interior together. I can build the exhaust, and I have all the exhaust piping, or at least enough to build an exhaust. I can do that in a evening, quite honestly. And then we're just about done. It's right there. The finish line is right there, and I can see it. So yeah, sorry, nothing really super cool in this video. I'm going to start working on the nitrous stuff, and you guys can see that in the next video. just piecing this thing back together. We're almost done, and just in time to go down the track. Like, this is my little update for this week. Next video will actually be working. I didn't really know what to do while I was waiting for paint to dry, because I don't want to touch it and get it all fingerprinted up. So I'm gonna give it like a solid day to really dry. But we're gonna wrap this up. All right. Sorry for the long, drawn out video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Next week, chill. Next week, or the next video, maybe I'll post it halfway through the week, we'll actually be doing mechanical fixing of things. This week's just an update. Sorry, but it's what you guys are getting. Anyways, we're done rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Amazon paint came through. Real nice. All right, we're done here. See you guys in the next one.